What is going on, you wonderful people? I hope you're having an amazing day. Before we get into the video, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. With that being said, today we're going to be looking at Jesse going against China Mac. China Mac is a well-known battle rapper. He's also well-known now for his China Eats, I think. Mac Eats. It's like, you know, on YouTube, he goes out and tries new foods and all of that stuff. That's what I know him from. Apparently he's went to jail. Apparently he's some type of hood guy. Don't know too much about him. Just know that. We're just going to get right into it.
Do you believe racism exists?
Absolutely.
And where's your proof of that?
My proof?
Yes.
When's the last time you stepped inside of a prison?
About a year or two.
Okay. Where was this prison at?
Up north.
Where?
Up in, I believe we were up in the Fresno area, somewhere up in there.
How many black people did you see there?
A truckload. Everybody and their mama.
I think
Black.
that's every state.
Right.
I think that's a pure sign of racism to me.
That's your proof?
That's such stupid proof. Your proof of racism is that it's black people in prison. Of course they're in prison if they do the crime. Don't black people commit, I think they said 60% of the crime for only, how much are we, 13% of the population, something like that I've been seeing. I've been seeing it a lot lately, a lot. But at the same time, that's such weird reasoning as to why you think the R word exists. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to let them say it, so I'm not going to say it. That's such weird reasoning.
I think so.
Is your proof that blacks in prison, that's the proof of racism?
Yep.
Had they not done the crime, would they be doing the time?
Yeah, but it's bigger than the crime, my friend.
How is that?
Because it's all right. So, what I know about prison, and I have a lot of experience in
Right.
prison. Prison is a business, right?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
prison.
And it should be.
So when prison is a business, somebody has to fill these prisons because the money needs to be made, correct?
Right.
Right. So like if you have a pig farm and you run out of pigs, what the fuck is going on? You got to go find some pigs,
What?
correct?
Right.
Okay. So when you have a prison and there's a fucking business, you have to find prisoners, correct?
Right.
Okay,
If they
hold
didn't
on.
do
Let me,
the-
let me,
if they didn't do the crime- but
hold
you're
on,
not answering-
hold up, let me finish.
Hold
Don't
on
you
a
cut
minute.
me off.
I'm
Do
asking
not
this-
cut.
What the heck? What in the heck are you talking about? Don't cut me off. It's his show. It is his show. He can cut you off whenever he wants to. And also, by the way, his argument was stupid right there too. It was flimsy. What do you mean? Because prison is a business. People, like, they need people to go into prison. The reason prison is a big business in the first place is because of so many people that commit crimes. It is so many people that commit crimes all over the country. Why do you think it's such a big business? It is not because they need people that they have, you know, people up in there. It's because people are just stupid and they commit crimes that people are in there, which makes it such a big business. You have to provide a value in order for a business to succeed, not the other way around. It's so weird to me.
Question.
Hold up. Don't ask me a question before I finish.
No, I'm asking
Hold
you-
up. Zip.
I'm asking
Zip.
you- no.
Zip it.
I asked
Listen,
you,
hold
but
up.
you're
I'm
not
not
answering my question.
finished.
You're not answering my question.
I'm not finished.
If they
I'm
didn't
not,
do the
I'm not,
crime,
I'm not, I'm
would
not,
they
I'm
do
not,
the-
I'm not,
if they didn't
I'm
do
not,
the-
I'm not,
If they didn't
I'm
do
not,
the crime,
I
would they
am
do the
not,
crime?
I'm not.
What?
Why can't you
I'm
answer
not
the question? We don't have much time.
finished. So let me finish, and then
This
we
is
won't do
childish.
this.
Make it a
Hold
short-
up.
make it a
Yep,
short
zip,
answer.
zip. Okay.
Make it a
So
short
what I'm
answer.
saying is that prisons have to be filled, and somebody has to fill them. So if there are people in position of this country, and the majority of the people are black, that's a sign of racism to me.
So if they didn't do the crime, would they be doing the time?
Simple
How are the
question.
drugs brought into how are drugs, guns, and everything?
You're obfuscating. You are obfuscating. That is ridiculous. Can you just please answer the question? If they did not do the crime, would they commit the time? Would they commit the time? That doesn't even make sense. Would they do the time? Come on, man. Come on, let's really get into this. Let's really get into this. If he really wanted to think a little bit, he would understand that if they commit the crimes, they do the time. For instance, like I said, 60% of crimes committed by black men, and it's only 13% of the population. So what do you mean? That right there, that statistic right there throws your whole entire argument under the water. Because if there's a majority of people committing that crime, a specific type of people, which is black men, then of course they're going to go to jail. I don't know.
Everything else brought into these areas. Why is this so prevalent in these areas and it's not in other areas? That's a question, because that immediately results in crime, into crime. Do you agree?
No.
No.
You don't agree. You don't agree. You don't agree that if we populate drugs, if we make drugs accessible right here and guns accessible right here to these people that don't have shit, that's not gonna increase crime?
That's not racism.
Why not? How is that not racism?
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Racism does not exist.
It's a made-up lie. May I tell you why?
Amazing. Who is this guy? Like, what the hell?
Amazing.
What the fuck am I at right now? What is this?
And so I grew up under the Jim Crow law. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
On
So
a plant-
that's not racism?
On a plantation. Born and raised on a plantation in Alabama.
Wow.
Not one time did anyone in my family pick up guns or take drugs or hate white people or blame anyone for their situation. And we grew up in a tin-roof home, outdoors bathroom. If that causes crime, why didn't I see it then?
Because maybe drugs wasn't made available over there.
No,
There's
they were
different
around.
things.
No, they were around.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and try to debate with you.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's why he doesn't want to sit there and debate with him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's kind of ironic. The fact that racial discrimination actually existed back then is the reason why I think a lot of black people stayed out of that stuff, because they had to worry about that. So that's even more proof, if you ask me, that racism, I didn't mean to say the word, but I said it, whatever, that it doesn't exist today, because they're focusing on all this other stuff besides that. They're focusing on each other. They're killing each other, with the gangbanging and all of this stuff. So what do you mean? That's actually a really good point, actually, that I just made. They were focused so much on racial discrimination back then that they could not actually focus on all of the stupid stuff that they're doing now. But now, since they don't have to focus on racial discrimination, they're not focused on that. That's what I think. I actually think I like that point.
On what I believe, and I think a lot of people out there, hey guys, everybody, I think a lot of people is gonna agree that drugs and guns is gonna and poverty is going to enhance criminal behavior. It's just gonna promote it, right? So now, what I'm telling you is, how can you come from the Jim Crow, how can you come from a plantation and not believe that there is racism? Like, that's like fucking retarded to me. I don't even understand that shit.
Because it doesn't exist. It's a made-up lie by the children of the
Yo,
lie. So
you
let me ask
remind me
this.
of this officer that was in jail with me before that. He was an officer there.
Was he black?
And he was black, but he said that he wasn't black. He said he was actually French Canadian.
Oh.
So he wasn't
really
black.
wasn't black.
No, he was black like you. He was black. I mean,
Was
are
he
you
from
black?
a different country?
Are you black?
As the ace of spades.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean he was black like you? No, he's not. If he's French Canadian, he's a Canadian. He's a Canadian person that's French. People take their heritage and ethnicity very seriously. Not all black people are the same. Not all black people are a monolith. I would consider an African immigrant way different than me. I'm an African American. I would consider an African immigrant entirely different, an entirely different group of people. So it doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't use the term black for somebody that's not specifically from America that's black. Like that's African American. That's just not the term I would use personally.
So, I mean,
But let me ask you this. If these people who take these drugs and commit these crimes and do these things, if they had character, if they were men and women of character, would they be doing that?
Would they be doing what?
Killing and using drugs and things like that?
Listen, let me tell you something.
You're not answering that
No,
question.
I'm about to tell you something right now. I'm about to answer it right now.
You're not answering my
I
question.
am about to. Have you
are
ever
not
seen?
answering the question.
Have you ever seen a drug addict?
Yeah.
Okay, drugs fuck people up. They turn
know
people
that.
into different shit.
Right.
So when you put drugs into play, it turns people into different people. Different
But
fucking
what's
things
wrong
start
with
working.
them before they take the drug that causes them to take drugs? What make them take
The same
drugs?
thing that's wrong with you, or the same thing that's wrong with me, or
What's
the same
that?
thing, or the same thing. If they seen it all their lives, if they seen it, if they seen people using drugs all their lives, then it becomes normal.
My
then
son
it becomes
grew up
normal.
in New York. My son grew up in New York.
Wait. I have to combat what China Mac just said right there. No, that is not the case. Just from personal experience. Granted, this is an anecdotal experience. I just want to say that as somebody who has been around drug use all of my life, from family members, from friends, everything, I have always abstained from doing the specific thing that they've been doing. I've never once actually, really got into it. I tried it like one time, except I never actually got hooked onto it, doing weed, doing all the other hard, heavy drugs that I can't say on YouTube, all of that stuff. All I've tried is I think I tried weed like twice, and that's it. And it wasn't really enjoyable at all to me. Didn't really like it. So what I'm saying is, it is absolutely false what he's trying to say right now. You can be around drugs and not use them. It is very simple, especially if you think it's just stupid. If I'm being honest, I think it's just stupid. So yeah, that was just weird.
He lived
Your son
around-
is one person.
He lived around
Your
people
son
that
is
he
one
saw
person.
take drugs.
Your son
and
is
there
one
were
person.
people in his family on his mother's side who drank, who took drugs, who did all those things. He had friends going through school who did it. He never did it at all. He
That's
neither
one
drank,
person. That's
but so it's
one.
not
How
true.
can you judge a whole nation of people and a whole group of people by one person? That's fucking retarded.
If
'Cause he thinks he's a
or
man of
woman
character.
Or child had man or woman of character, would they do
Character.
drugs?
Jesus Christ. Yo, man, how you doing today?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Can you answer that? If they had character, if they were men or women of character.
I think I answered this like 30 times already, man. Like,
Maybe I'm black and slow.
You're gonna
I'm
keep on.
listening. If they
You say
were-
you're black, you're slow. What'd you say?
I'm black and slow, so it take me a little while. So
Amazing.
if men and women
No, that was crazy.
of character, would they do drugs or kill others if they had
What is
character?
explain of character? Explain that to me.
If they
What does that
loved
mean?
all people.
If they loved all people, would they take drugs?
Right.
I believe so.
You know, okay.
Okay. That was the end of the video right there. Okay, cool. I don't think anybody loves everybody. I think all types of people, like all specific groups of people, if you love all specific groups of races and ethnicities, then you're not, racially profiling anybody or anything like that. Then yeah, I think that you're not racist. If you actually, love every group of people, including white people, because I know it's pretty popular nowadays to hate white people, except I think that that's just wrong. I think that is, racism at the end of the day. That's what that is. But with that being said, this is a very good video by Jesse Lee Peterson, not Jordan Peterson, Jesse Lee Peterson. And China Mac, he was a bit annoying up in this one. I've seen him a couple times. He's been kind of cool, except this one he was very annoying up in it. Very obnoxious, if you ask me. He was very obnoxious. I think that's the right word to use. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, my name is Jay Dottie. Like and subscribe. Peace.